All right, so before we get into defensive drills, we have to know what is defense. How do you stand when you play defense? Defense is playing in front of an offensive player. Defense is the other half of basketball. There's an offensive side, then there's a defensive side. On defense, you're trying to keep the offensive team from scoring a basket. So you have to know how to stand when you're playing defense. And there's a little bit that goes into it. Okay, so we're going to cover those. The first thing you want to have is your stance. Now, in a good stance defensively, you're not standing straight up. You want to kind of have your feet bent, feet out about shoulder length apart a little bit further. And you want to be sort of bent, okay, like you're sitting down in a chair. This is the proper defensive stance that you want to have, okay? With your hand placement should be as follows. If you're in a defensive stance, you want your hand to be straight in front or up tracing the ball. You want this hand to be back trying to keep the ball from going over your head. Those are two components. Now, what else goes into a defensive stance? Our footwork. We don't want to be flat-footed. We want to sort of be on the balls of our feet. So if you notice, my feet, my soles are not touching the ground. They're up. This will allow me to make quick movements when the offensive player tries to drive or cut. It's important that this stance is followed as such because you have to make sure that you know what you're doing properly to play good, sound defense. So we want to be low, like we're sitting in a chair. We want our stance to be upright. We don't want to be moving too far like so or too far back. Our posture is important. Slight tilt, hand here or up to keep the defender from shooting, hand back, and we're on the balls of our feet. This is a proper stance for defense. I need you to practice this, and then we can move on to the next video.